Greetings, fellow songwriters and seekers, and welcome back to Muse and Measure. If you haven't done so yet, please take a moment, hit the little guy in the lotus petal, and subscribe to us. Join us for all these future explorations of these questions that you are providing. And please keep these questions coming. They're really making me have to grow and making me think about all these aspects of songwriting that I never thought about before. They're really enriching me, and I hope enriching all of the people who are watching them as well. So Diana from Arvada, Colorado. Well, that was near where I used to live in Boulder. Do you believe songs are ever truly finished or just abandoned at a useful moment? Well, yeah, I mean, songs are finished when you decide you've got nothing else to say. You've said all you want to say, and sometimes you don't really have anything to say in a song. You are just expressing some kind of feeling or emotion, but there's no concept that you're trying to get across, no kind of moral. You were just trying to give your listener an aesthetic experience through the senses of hearing the music, but also through the lyrics, through the imagery. And, sometimes, when we will cut off a song when it's a certain length and just, contain it within, 300, that's a very long song, 3 minutes and 30 seconds or 4 minutes. And you're just like, okay, this is getting a little long-winded. I think, when a song is finished is when you are given this kind of sense of satisfaction, like, okay, that's complete. Just like when you watch a movie or read a book, when you get to the end, does it give you a sense of like, okay, I got something from that. I feel full from it, as opposed to like they needed to flesh that out a lot more. Excuse me. Sometimes when you watch a movie and you're just kind of dissatisfied, you're just like, wow, those characters seemed somewhat interesting at first, but they never really developed, or that plot seemed really gripping at the beginning. That conflict that they set up was really interesting, but they never really delivered on that. Now, sometimes that's done on purpose to give you that feeling of incompleteness, of just trying to mirror life in that way, that you don't get everything tied up in the end. I think that's a different experience than just being dissatisfied. When you watch a really great movie and it ends, where you don't know what's going to happen to the character, I think that's okay if you've been taken on an emotional journey with them and you've also experienced those emotions, and you feel like, okay, I got an experience from that. The experience was delivered, even though it's not tied up in the end. You don't know that they live happily ever after, or there's some kind of cliffhanger at the end. Maybe you see the sirens coming, but you don't get to see what happens when they get arrested. That's okay, because you felt something and you experienced something. So that's what I mean by you're complete. You feel like, just like after a meal, you feel full, you feel satisfied. You don't want to feel over full. Like, sometimes songs are just like, okay, this song would have been better if they had cut out, a minute of all the extra fluff, cut the fat a little bit, make it a little bit leaner. Maybe some of these videos I'm doing, I should definitely do that. But there also might be, there also are songs that are so short that maybe they feel like, okay, it would have been nice to have that chorus come back or the verse come back, or some other coda would have been nice to add on to this. That sometimes happens too. But I think you can be a really good judge of that. And if you don't trust your own instincts on that, you can definitely play it for other people. Play it for people you really trust, who you respect their taste in music. Because some people may just have very conventional views just based on, just hearing the top 40 their whole lives. And they think a song should, go verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, and fade out. And so they're not going to be satisfied unless you fit that form. I think the key question you need to ask yourself is, did I deliver some kind of emotional experience in this? And did I include as many of the senses as I could so that the person can really have a sensory experience through this? And hopefully by the end of the song, when you are asking this question, is it done? You kind of know what the message of the song was or what you were trying to do with the song, And then you can ask yourself, did I do that? Did I accomplish that? And a lot of my songs, they'll end, when you might be expecting the chorus to come back or a verse to come back. And if you don't do that, if you don't go to the next section, you have to ask yourself, okay, is that effective? Does that deliver a new emotional aspect to this? Or is it just that I'm being too lazy, that I didn't want to write a whole nother verse or a whole nother chorus when that's what it really needs? And so really you can trust yourself. Does this song need another section? Does it need another verse where you're gonna, give some more details about what's going on in this story or what's going on with the emotions of these people in the song? Or am I just adding stuff in because I think by convention, I need another section? So, back to your question, are songs ever really finished or they're just abandoned in an unfinished state? It's both, right? Because yes, they're finished because that's what you're presenting to the world and that's the experience they're going to get. Like when you are cooking a meal, once you put the plate on the table to serve it, you can't then take it back and say, okay, wait, I need to go and add all these other things to it. So once you're delivering that song to the world, then it is finished. But yeah, ask yourself those questions when you feel like you're at a finishing point. Maybe you're also sick of the song and you need to take a break from it. That's happened to me, where I'm just like, okay, what I'm writing right now is just so I can feel finished with it, and what I'm writing is not very good and it's not adding to it. So why don't I take a week off from this song, come back to it with a fresh mindset? That way you can really finish it the way it should be finished. So yeah, they're always in an inchoate state, as life is. We are always, in this process of becoming. I guess only until we die, and who knows what happens after then. Then you can say, I'm finished. But we are always in this constant state of becoming, which is wonderful, but also frustrating at times because we don't know how much time and effort to spend on all these different endeavors, or what we need to do next in our life, or how much diligence we need to pay to certain aspects of our life. All these things are considerations that are always haunting us, and that's why songwriting is also a spiritual practice, because we are doing that in songs as well, as looking at these different aspects of a song and asking ourselves, did I do what I was supposed to do here? Did I deliver some experience? Now that experience might change from what your initial intent was till the end of the process. You might completely be different than what you sat down to write in the very beginning of the songwriting process, and that's okay. But just as long as it is something you want to say, and it's maybe a complete thought or a complete feeling that you're trying to express. All right, I guess this question is delivering more questions than it is answers, but I guess that's the real answer, is like, I don't know, which is okay too. All right, I'm more confused than when I started this video, but hopefully we've dabbled in some answers there. All right, please put any questions or comments you have down below, and I look forward to seeing you again next time on Muse and Measure.